Whenever I return home from either college or the church, my family remembers the time we started living here in California and how much support we received from many people, which include our family members that live here. You possibly have something like a picture or a lamp that makes you remember something of your childhood or past in general. In my case, it's a milk glass table lamp with blue flowers, one that is possibly older than I am. If I recall correctly, we bought a table lamp from my aunt from 3 to 4 years ago. The main point of the lamp is the culture that surrounds it, which is known as the vintage culture. Sure, a table lamp might not sound as exciting as the culture itself, but this lamp is something that reminds me of the hardships and accomplishments my family and I went through. Now I'm going to tell you about the vintage culture and how interesting it is being part of it, as well as the history behind the cultural artifact. The word vintage refers to something that is old, identified, and of enduring interest or quality. It is used for something that's either classic or was made a long time ago. For example, a statue that you usually find on big open parks. This also includes old cars and tables, just to name a few. Now, what does the cultural object represent? Lamps in general are great examples of the vintage culture because they are one of the many things that represent it. As mentioned before, vintage refers to something that is old and of enduring interest. That said, there are also antique shops and websites that have table lamps that are old but taken care of. They represent a sense of preservation and security. A lamp also represents the need of guidance and light, especially in dark places or hours, like a dark room or nighttime or the nighttime, for example. Therefore, we can see the lamp as a reflection of ourselves to think carefully about our decisions and actions and how we can adapt through any situation. Now, why do I identify myself with this culture? I always liked to know about the world and the past that surrounds it, things that are out there that connect our history, no matter how big or small they are, like automobiles from the 1920s or old models from this country or another. That said, I don't always have the time to find out about our past like anthropologists do. And there might be occasions when something that looks old might not be of great value as it makes itself look. It might not even be at least 100 years old to be considered a relic, let alone an antique. Even so, I'm willing to learn about the past as much as possible in any way. I always liked table lamps because they always help me find my way in places I wouldn't normally see. Being part of the vintage culture also means that something has worth, not in terms of money entirely, but in terms of self value that will endure the passage of time. I've been here for 7 years in California. We had to leave El Salvador and everything we used to own to be here. I was struggling with my family for a better life and better opportunities for all those years. The table lamp is practically a symbol of determination for us. It reminds us that there will be hardships on the road ahead, but they are not impossible to overcome. How does it connect to a larger culture and history? In movie media, lamps are usually used to tell a story that connects to a larger culture. For example, the movie Aladdin makes use of an oil lamp to tell a story of a young thief from a fictional city in the Middle East who obtains an oil lamp that has a genie inside of it. The genie's lamp represents life, wisdom, intellect, and good works, all of which are part of the symbolic nature of the lamp. It also represents better opportunities for a better life. In my case, the table lamp is a reminder of the opportunities that my family and I were able to receive. In India, lighting a lamp is a way to dispel the darkness and show the path of truth. It's basically a way to clear the mind and shows the path to a better future in life. It also reminds us that the journey has yet to end, even if a story is already doing so. The idea of learning about the past is through antiques is one of the main ideas of adapting vintage culture, and lamps are a way to show that there are more things to find around us. While there are things we might not need in some occasions, they might be things that we could actually need. Lamps are not might not sound exciting, let alone as classical cars, but they can be used as inspiration or for ideas to tell a story. They can be treated as memories that someone can hold dear. We can also learn more things than we can usually find in books or articles. I just hope everyone is able to make memories with any antique you might have and make a story out of it. Who knows? You might be able to tell a story about your experiences and with an antique you might have at home someday.